I want you guys to listen to me and listen to me closely. I'm going to be talking about the Colorado football team and the entire Coach Prime dynamic with the players and with recruiting. Believe it or not, I know for a fact that the recent events that have transpired with Colorado, with this huge meltdown of a 29-point lead that they lost and completely got decimated in the second half, letting another team score 46 points in 2 quarters. I believe that everything that Colorado's going through is for a reason. Let me explain why I'm telling you that. What I did not want was for Coach Prime to take over the team and then all of a sudden have immediate success. Now, immediate success is relative to what you think success is based upon your starting point. If you're Coach Prime, being 4-3 is not successful. Yes, he understands that he needs more quote unquote dogs on the team. He's talked about even about 7 or 8 of them. We understand that. But in his mind, he doesn't go into a game thinking, well, it's my first year, and I'm going to lose some games. No. Coach Prime trains his players the way he trained. He works them hard because he truly believes that he can win every game. And that's the kind of mentality that you want to have if you are a competitor. Will you lose games? Of course you will. You're not going to go undefeated every time. But your mentality plays a huge role in many of the outcomes in life, because a lot of the times it's a mental game. The physical component is pretty much there, and it kind of cancels each other out because the other team is physical, you're physical, the other team has fast players, you have fast players, but it's what's between the ears. It's the brain game. It's the mentality game that's going to put you over the hump oftentimes than not. So when you have these 4 or 5-star recruits, they're looking at what's going on with Colorado. A lot of them are decommitting to their other schools. And when you look at how, I want you guys to listen to this. When you look at how Deion came to Colorado, remember in his earlier press conferences before the season started, he said he wanted to go to a place where he felt he was needed. That same verbiage is resonating. It has set off a ripple effect, so to speak, to everybody else. When players and 4 or 5-star athletes are seeing what's going on with Colorado, I mean, yes, we get it. Colorado's getting a lot of airtime. Colorado, all the eyeballs are on Colorado, win, lose, or draw. They're the talk of college football. They're the talk of college sports. They're the talk of sports, period. So what young athlete would not want to go there and get that recognition? But I think it's much more than that. A lot of 4 or 5-star athletes, they're not just choosing Colorado because of the recognition. Number one, Coach Prime said this before. He was able to flip Travis Hunter, who was the number 1 prospect, to come to a HBCU. So the ability for Coach Prime to recruit is unmatched. So number one, he can recruit. But what gives him an extra advantage is that the way the season has gone for Colorado, and you can blame Coach Prime for it, or you can blame social media. But I think there's a synergistic connection between social media and Prime. The media, like vampires, like as they are, they love to suck on the things that are sweet. They love to suck on the things that's going to give them a lot of clicks and get them a lot of ratings. Who can give you more ratings than Prime? So, of course, they're going to televise his team a lot. Plus, Coach Prime gives great sound bites as well. He's a great speaker. He's great in front of the mic. He's very savvy in front of the cameras. You can't really trap him. He understands it. He's been on television. He's been in television before. He understands how to navigate that terrain. So that's not foreign to him at all. So with everything that's transpiring with Colorado, I feel that athletes are looking at what's going on. They're like, man, this team is good. But you know what? Man, I could feel a need. I could feel a need. I could feel a need. Oh, they need this. Oh, I could feel a need. Remember, Coach Prime wanted to come to an organization, to a program that needed him. it's easy to just tack on and just add yourself to the Ohio States or add yourself to the Alabamas or teams that are already established. You just get a plug-in coach and you just plug them right in because their program is already functioning. It's high rolling. They're getting the top five. They're getting the top 5-star, 4-star recruits constantly. Players just want to go there because they have a good chance of winning national championships. It's easier to recruit because the name sells itself. The success of the programs sells itself. There's no huge reason to go out there and market yourself because your record or your standings alone speaks for itself. Well, here's the new boy on the block. Coach Prime comes in. You see, we all want to be where we're needed as young men. Think about it. Most men, when you get into a relationship with a woman, I say most men because some men are just pathetic, but most men, they want to fill a need. When you go date a woman, you're not looking for a woman to be more successful than you. You're not seeking that out. Now, if she is successful and she just happens to be that way, it is what it is. You can't do anything about that. But you're not seeking that. Women can seek that. Men don't seek that. Men seek a place they could come in and feel like their presence is needed. Men like to come in. They'll date a girl that's just a waitress. They'll marry a girl that just works in a clothing store. I mean, look at Cristiano Ronaldo's wife, or I guess that's his wife now. He met her in a clothing store. She's not making 6 figures. Men, we look for things, even as young men, young boys, or older teenagers. They're looking at Colorado like right now and say, wow, I love Coach Prime. Because what young athlete that would not love Coach Prime, especially young African-American men, wouldn't love Coach Prime. And they say to themselves, man, I don't like what he's going through. I like the spotlight that's on the team. I don't mind the spotlight, but I'm not going to Colorado solely on the spotlight. I'm going because I think I can feel a need. That 29-point lead that equated to an epic meltdown for Colorado, I think that's the best thing that ever happened to Colorado this year. The best thing. Not when they beat TCU. That was a good thing that they beat TCU, don't get me wrong. Beating TCU is not a negative thing, don't get me wrong. But if you ask me to compare the two, I'm going to say the best thing that happened to Colorado was the meltdown. It actually helped them more in recruiting. I'm going to tell you why. When you have a team that's fully loaded, a lot of freshmen are not going to want to come there. You know why? Because a lot of freshmen want to play. And sometimes in the past, you get some freshmen that go to like an Alabama. They know they may have to sit out for a couple of years until the upperclassmen graduate and they get their turn. Well, a lot of lookers are looking at Colorado. A lot of young athletes, a lot of young recruits are saying, hey, hold on here. They do have a young team. Yeah, they have a lot of people who transferred through the portal, who came in through the portal. And yeah, they have some graduates. It's a mixed group. It's not an overly young team, but it's not an overly old team. But after seeing what happened, I'm an ex-athlete, so I'm speaking as an athlete myself. That's not going to deter me from going to play with Prime. As a matter of fact, them losing that lead will make me want to go there more. You say, why? Why would you want to go to a team that blows leads? No. This is their first year together, folks. And that's going to inspire an athlete who thrives on competition to be an added asset to that team. To say, hey, I came to this team and I solved those secondary problems that they had in the secondary. If you notice, every game that Colorado has played this year, there's always one receiver that has a career game. Even, remember the receiver at Colorado State? Career game. Every receiver that they play has a career game. There's something wrong with that secondary. I don't know if it's coaching or if it's personnel. Maybe it's a mixture of both. But I see a lot of recruits saying, I want to go there and make a difference. I want to be part of something big. Yes, that was the initial wave when Prime first came. Coming to a 1-11 team. A lot of players were coming through the portal because they wanted to be part of something special. But now that so-called special train has been rolling, we've seen that there's been a lot of ups and downs. And we see that no matter how much talent you can amass on a team in a short period of time, you can't really just overturn a team that quickly. You can't go from 1-11 to being 11-1. I know that's what people would ideally want, or them to go 10-2. Be it the only two losses that some people perceived them having was to Oregon and USC, and they thought that Colorado would just win out. It doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. It takes time. But it's not going to take Prime that much time. It's not going to take him 3 or 4 years. I'm predicting that next year the team will be far better than what it is now. The beasts that are coming to that team, it's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, recruits are already decommitting. Listen to what I'm telling you. Decommit means that you committed to a big program, then you scratched your head and said, I'm going to decommit. I'm going to decommit. This is recent. This is after they've blown that 29-point lead. I'm trying to tell you guys something here. There's a trend here. You have to look at life in a positive way and take things with a glass half full perspective. Yes, it killed me when I saw them lose that 29-point lead. It crushed me. I stayed up till almost 2 a.m. to watch them lose. It was devastating. But you know what athletes are thinking? These young juniors and seniors, or these young seniors in high school that are 4 or 5-star recruits, they're thinking, hey man, if I was there, that wouldn't happen. That's what a young competitor thinks like. Cowards think, hey, let me just go join a team that's already great, and hopefully I get my chance and I get drafted. No. See, these 4 or 5-star athletes, they're the big man on campus. They do it all. They play in the games, they get the accolades, they get the recognition. And if you're watching Colorado as a young athlete, you're telling yourself, hey, hold on here for a second. This team, they need me. I can fix that problem. Hey, I can do that. I can make sure that doesn't happen to me. Or I'll stop that run. It brings people in. So the loss, the meltdown, is actually a destined thing. It was destined to happen. It was fate. That's what's going to increase the recruitment efforts of Deion. Not that Deion needs it. Deion on his own could recruit. But there's going to be a surplus of talent coming in next year. Mark my words. And the things that you see happening now, you're not going to see. I'm not the only one following Colorado football. On Well Off Media, he does a great job. Deion Sanders Jr., his oldest son, he does a great job with film, with footage, and with the behind the scenes conversations that Coach Prime has with the team about liking it or loving it. You already have high school kids training their minds to be on the same frequency as Deion. Remember, synergy is true. Synergy is real. Deion is operating up here. He operates with a standard of excellence. This is his first year, so he's trying to get that message to his team. But not only is he getting that message to his team, the fact that these conversations are being recorded with Well Off Media, young athletes, seniors that are in high school that are 4 or 5-star recruits, they're listening too. They're also getting on the same frequency as Deion. They're all matriculating, getting on the same frequency. This is Deion's frequency. Longitude. And then here you have the players coming in latitudinally or horizontally to get on Prime's frequency. I love the game. Sometimes you have to question yourself. Just like if you're in a relationship, you have to question yourself. Do I really love my wife? Do I really love my husband? Do I really love my kids? You have to question yourself sometimes. It's good to reevaluate. It's good to have a reflective moment to see where you stand, because that's very important to do that. Players are listening to these conversations that Coach Prime is having with his athletes. And these athletes are coming. When Prime says we're coming, he wasn't just talking about this team this year is coming. He means that the onslaught of recruits are coming. And when they come to Boulder, it's going to be a wrap for college football. Mark my words. Don't take the loss too hard. It's okay. It's not a loss. It's a gain. It's a plus. Sometimes you have to lose big to gain big. And you're going to gain big with recruits. Because if the opposite was true, then you wouldn't have players decommitting. Players will actually decommit to Colorado to go somewhere else. Oh, this team is not that good. No. They like it that way. It's prime. No pun intended. It's prime for the taking. They know that my talent alone, if I come in already with the mindset that Deion wants, because players are listening to what Deion's talking about. Everyone in the country is tuned into what Coach Prime is talking about being in love with the game, not just liking it, about being disciplined, about going over and beyond and being motivated, not just to please people, but for yourself, being available and being ready, having a mindset for the big spotlight, for the limelight. Remember, after the game, he said, you know what? Some of these players aren't built for this. He said that. Now, he probably meant that in a tongue-in-cheek way. Maybe he does believe his players are meant for it, but maybe he's using that as a motivating way. I don't know why he said that, but whatever he said, he's saying it to spark something beneath his team, to have them, hey, I'm made for this. But believe you me, those high school athletes all over the country are listening in, and they're already going to come in with a mindset that's ready. See, it's almost as if the players this year are just getting the primary content of Deion. Players that are coming in from high school are going to be getting the secondary concepts of Deion. What do I mean by that? It means that they're going to have the advantage more than the players that Deion already has, because when the players who transferred from the portal joined Colorado, they did it quickly. Coach Prime didn't get the time to saturate their minds and build the team the way he wants. Now, he's slowly getting there. Don't get me wrong. The team is much better than they were last year. They're much more competitive. And every team, and let's be honest here, every team that plays Colorado is going to give Colorado their best shot, because they want to outdo Colorado, because they know all cameras are on Colorado. But with that being said, with that fact being acknowledged here, these players are going to come. The same way Coach Prime came to Colorado because he felt he was needed, those same players are going to be coming there because they feel like they are needed. And once you have that synergistic connection with frequency, with coach and player, it's over with. Remember, you've watched enough sports. I've watched enough sports to know that many times the team takes on the personality of their coach. I believe that this team currently that Colorado has, they have talent. That's not the question, if they have talent. It's not about talent in college football or in competition. Like I told you before, a lot of it is mental. It's really 70-80% mental, and the rest is kind of, your physicality. Some guys are just faster than everybody else, and they'll get to win no matter what. But if you have a right mentality, you can train to be better and equal the playing field, so to speak. What I'm saying now is that the team that Coach Prime has right now in the way it's currently put together, they're talented. I don't agree with a lot of the coaching calls in terms of the offensive coordinator. I feel like they should have ran the ball more. You have a 29-point lead. What the hell are you doing? You're passive. You're too pass happy. Those things could be corrected. But listen to what I'm telling you right now. The players that are coming are going to be mini Deions. Believe me. Believe me. See, a lot of these players are there because they love Prime. Their motivation is to please Prime. No. Prime motivates you to motivate yourself. You got to have something outside of Prime to motivate you. And these players are coming because they feel like they're needed. Trust me, they're coming. So don't be down, Colorado fans. The big loss is a big loss. I know it is. But those recruits are coming. Mr. Fix-It is coming. And Mr. Fix-It are all the recruits that are coming. They're gonna make the problem go away. The problems that you saw happening, Prime talked about having 7 or 8 dogs away. He's gonna get more than 7, 8 dogs. He's going to get a lot of mini Travis Hunters. When I say mini Travis, I'm talking about mentality, not the same level of talent. I'm not saying that everyone that's coming in is going to be just like Travis Hunter. I'm talking about the mentality, being dogs in the mindset. I'm talking about on the D-line, the DBs, the safeties, strong safety, the cornerbacks, the running backs, the offensive line, everybody. Iron is going to sharpen iron. And you're going to see and you know what? It's so fitting, that Colorado, that black and gold. Think about that. When you step to play them, you see that black and gold helmet with the gold bars. Oh my God, they're gonna look like the evil team. Actually, they will end up becoming the evil team, because just like when New York Yankees were so successful back then, they became the evil team. Everybody wanted to beat them. Or do Blue Devils in college basketball. Every team wanted to beat them. Or whether it was North Carolina, every team wanted to beat them. When you become successful, you become target number one. But the great thing about Colorado this year is that they're being treated as if they are successful. They're being treated as if they just won the national championship last year. That's a lot of pressure on those kids who just came together in last minute. But that's going to build character. It's okay. These are growing pains, folks. But those recruits are coming. They're coming. They're coming. All right, man. That's my spiel. They're coming.